The Democratic Alliance has elected a new leader for the Northwest Province. Freddy Sonakile was voted in during the party's provincial elective conference a little while earlier today. Refiloe Seboko has been following the conference, joins us now live from Potchefstroom. Refiloe, good to have you. Is it an overwhelming nod for Sonakile?
It sure is an overwhelming and surreal feel and nod for Freddy Sonakile, who, when he took to the podium after that announcement, he said that he doesn't know where to start, but it is as that elective conference here in Potchefstroom, new leadership before the Democratic Alliance has happened. He's going to join me now to speak to me about how he feels. Messages are pouring in. A lot of people sending congratulations with your new role as the leader of the DA in the Northwest Province. Thank you so much for your time. How do you feel?
Thank you, Refiloe. It is exciting. It is still surreal, obviously, but I went into these elections with a dream, obviously, that one day a black child would lead the DA in the Northwest. Not only a black child, but a young black child would lead the DA in the Northwest. And when you looked at the number of the delegates, you would have thought that, oh my word, it won't go that way, if you hear what the perception has always been about the DA and everything. But I'm glad that I managed to at least unite the races for them to can say, we want you to become the leader, based on the work that you have been doing in this province as provincial chairperson, as well as the caucus leader of the DA in the legislature. So I'm excited.
You are very excited. You are very overwhelming, the feelings that you are having now. But let's speak about priorities, where you are going to start. This happens at the time at which, we are heading towards the local government elections.
Yeah, part of the plan, obviously, is to come up with a roadmap for local government elections. But what I'm going to do, I think in 2 weeks' time, I will release a media statement or do a media briefing where I will be outlining my first 100 days, plan. Part of it is to have a stakeholder engagement that will tap into our already converted voters that I'll talk to, go to stakeholders like your AfriForum, Sakeliga, and extend my hand as well to say, don't think now that we have a black leader, we're going to cut ties and everything. I don't want that fear-mongering that now there's this one, people have to go out. Second part of it, I'm going to extend my hand of reach to traditional leaders. I believe that if there's one thing that my party has not been getting it right, it's getting the rural vote. And how do you get the rural vote? Is first by engaging with the traditional leaders and then now stepping into rural areas and coming up with a plan. There must never be one tailor-made plan for the entire Northwest because the demographics are not the same. If someone is fighting for water in Pitidi Suleyang, it's a different need in Hartbeespoort. So I must give also my councillors a chance to also come up with plans, come up with ideas on how we can go and tap into the different areas. But one thing that I'm sure of is that I'm not going to be always suited like I used to be. I'm going to get into khakis. I'm going to get my hands dirty, even in the townships where we've been struggling.
You talked about hung municipalities. Let's look at the performances of the municipalities in the Northwest Province, indicating that that is going to be one of your priorities and your focus.
Yes, luckily with me now, or with us as the DA in the province, we've taken lessons from the GNU. You'd remember there was a time where we all thought the GNU was collapsing over the vet issue. But then John, as the leader, kept on saying one thing, that we are not going to leave the GNU. They'd rather fire us from the GNU because us leaving the GNU would have meant that the ANC would have to go into coalition with other parties which would create a problem. And we have seen that in the Northwest. If you go to Rustenburg, JB Max, Lekwatemane, they are all hung municipalities. But the ANC is in coalition with the EFF in another, with the PA in another. And those municipalities keep on dwindling because nothing is working. The interest of the people are not there. So our plan is that our councillors in every candidate, they're going to ensure that we get the numbers that make us also key role players into these elections. We are going to go into these elections open to everyone that has the same interest and the same values and principles as us, to say that let's see on municipalities that will be hung, what then becomes the plan. It won't be that blank approach that no, DA is not going to go into a coalition with anyone. We are going to first look and analyze at each and every situation so that we can see what role we can play to also save our people, because it does not assist to complain always from the sidelines. And that has been a struggle that our ward councillors are having. If you go to almost every town in Northwest. In the towns, it is DA councillors, but they are in ANC-led municipalities. It becomes difficult to get services to their people that are even in their wards, because at the end of the day, decisions are still made in council where the ANC is a majority, which then makes even the DA voters who make us to win those wards in towns to feel that we are useless or redundant, because they do not understand the system. They know that I voted for DA. I'm expecting DA to bring services, but they don't know the struggles that we get when we get to council, where now the majority party comes out, or if it's a hang municipality, those coalition partners come out to join forces.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. Thank you.
Freddy Sonakile, Thabo, the newly elected provincial leader of the DA in the Northwest Province, among other announcements that were made, the provincial chairperson being Karen Fisser, the deputy provincial chairperson Ian Rousseau, Leon Sanders, who is the deputy provincial leader, CJ Stale, was announced as the provincial finance chairperson, and this as now the elective congress of the DA in the Northwest Province has been concluded on this side in Potchefstroom.
Refiloe Seboko, appreciate your time and intervention this afternoon out there in Potchefstroom.